Hippopotamuses. Beautiful hippopotamuses. Hello, friendlings. This is Claude from Chicago, and we are back with another episode of Planet Zoo, also known as Fred's Topia Zoo. And today we are going to be building the hippopotamus exhibit right near our elephant exhibit. Now, this exhibit is going to be the first exhibit to include a water viewing station as well as an indoor viewing station. And it took me probably the longest exhibit ever, which is my third exhibit ever. So I really enjoyed how it turned out. It took me about 4 hours to make, roughly. I didn't record all of it because I screamed at how the fencing mechanics and the terrain mechanics are in this game, as always, and the path mechanics. So this was recorded over multiple days, but it turns out quite well, and I'm very happy that I did this. This audio that I'm recording is actually about like 5 days after I recorded this, so I might be a little bit off, even in the live section, but this is our first experiment of doing it outside, and here's me rage quitting, coming back into the game, and now we are hyped the next day in. But I wanted this to be both underground and our underwater viewing location and in-ground viewing location, but inside. I know that was very confusing, but you'll see a little bit later on how that turns out. And we are also experimenting with the null fences and the glass. We haven't done the glass too much. We obviously just used a wooden fence to put glass in it last time. This time we're doing it completely with glass. So it looks quite well as here's the null fence for this. For people that don't know what a null fence is just a boundary fence that's invisible, and you have to make your own walls in a sense. So we use a dirt wall or stone wall or whatever you want to call that, rock wall in the back for the boundaries, and I think that turns out quite well compared to our previous ones. I have a little bit of issues here. If it was Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, of course you all know there has to be an issue with some of the mechanics, but we get it to work pulling down some of these pillars to make sure this looks a lot more natural. And we're filling this up with water, and as you can clearly see here, I do not like how this is not deep enough, so I try to raise up the land a little bit so you can see a little bit more. Don't really like how that turned out, so we end up undoing that as well. Trying to figure out where the best height of water is, and I think I end up deciding that it's okay where it is. We're also putting in a staff entrance in the side over here, which will become the housing unit for these hippopotamuses. So that'll be awesome because it is a completely custom building without any build items or building blocks. I don't know what you call them. Here we go. We ordered 2 hippopotamuses, 1 male, 1 female, and they come into the exhibit. Trying to get rid of some of these unwalkable areas for them. So I want them to have the most amount of room to walk. Put the water back in because they were getting a little bit upset there, because I had to remove it. Then we're doing a little bit of work with sand, rock, tall grass, and all the needs that they want. They actually don't want that much grass in this area, so I end up getting rid of it. Here we go. This is a completely custom building. We use these tempered rocks, and we make a stone structure as a roof. Now, obviously, once again, this is probably would be out of like concrete or something that's textured on the outside, like any facade work ever in one of these parks. But we could say that it is real rock as well. But I wanted to make this sort of blend in because the guests, in theory, if they, especially the younger kids, they might say, oh, where do they go? You know, maybe they just sleep outside all night. And this is an enclosure where there would be no door for them to shut. But I kind of like how it just blends in. If you're looking from a certain angle, you won't be able to see. I don't think from any angle you can actually see in there. So there's a nice de-stress zone for those hippopotamuses because I know they can stress out if there's too many guests. We do a little bit of work underwater, and this kind of falls a little bit short when we look at the live perspective and some of the visuals. I think it looks really nice above ground, but underwater and viewing it from the pedestrian deck, you can't really see the too much of the workings in the water. It's just too foggy So I didn't do that much details, but it's kind of sad because you can't like see all the way across. Here we go. We put some bedding and some nets in here. Put down a little what you call a fidget spinner. I don't know what they're called. And they actually love that. They love running around and hitting that around. You'll see a bunch of footage of that going on later on in the live shots. And this, we do a little bit of a stone pedestal here. I thought that was actually quite a cool idea. I don't think the hippopotamuses can actually walk on that. They can't. I think some of the monkeys can. So when we get to that section, maybe we can build some cool little exhibits for them. Which, by the way, is going to be another level of a struggle because we've been working with some big animals that really can't do much, and then we're about to go to an animal that can actually do a lot of things that I don't really know how to build. So Liam is going to be very excited the next episode. Make sure you guys comment. It'll be on screen and in the description. Not on screen right now, but it'll be on screen again later and in the description and in the comments. So just pick one of those animals, and then I'll learn how to pronounce it by the next time it comes out. So inside here, I wanted to do a wooden flooring as well as a stone outside, sort of this castle rock we use a lot in Planet Coaster, because I just, for some reason, love that design. I think it looks a lot better in this game. Just sort of like a stone structure. We use a lot of custom building pieces to put this together, as in like components. I break sets apart. I put more than one set together to make it all work. And I don't really need this building to be super tall, so we keep it pretty simple, and it's about 2.5 walls tall. It's like actually really short. As well as getting some curves going as well. That was tough to do, but thankfully I clocked 400 hours recently on our Planet Coaster series, which gave me a ton of skills in this game. Yeah, here we go, building those walls out. You see me doing. Oh no, it's this building is actually 1 1/175. Yes, I am a construction person. 1 1/75 tall. But I wanted to do the stone because it looks so nice. We also had to do some work here considering that wall went up. I wanted to keep that in, but we're just gonna do a solid wall. But it looks, I love this exhibit. They keep turning out better and better and better. And now that I have to challenge myself for the next episode to build this next exhibit, it's going to be crazy. So just stick along, hang out for the ride. And this park is entirely fan picked. So you guys just comment down below which animal you want to see next. I'll pull up the animal's name once again on screen right now. And make sure you comment. We're going to be jumping into the live proportion in a second, but I want to talk about some of this little bit of work here because we will be opening up the park in a second, so we need to have some guest accommodations. We put in some benches inside of the hippopotamus exhibit, as well as put some educational boards so they can read and learn and listen and sit down and relax as they view either the elephant exhibit from the outside of this or from the inside of the underground indoor hippopotamus place thingy. I don't know. Also didn't want to do too much work on the top or the inside, or on the top, because in most zoos I see their buildings aren't really that tall, and if they are that tall, they're quite basic. So I didn't want to do too much on this. We do add a little solar panel on the top, and I don't think I talked about this in the live section. But the solar panel does power up all of these electronics that are in this room and help educate the people and keep the animals safe. So I'll take a quick 3-second break, and you'll see me in a second with the live proportion and seeing some guests. Fredlings, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse of the hippopotamus exhibit. And here are the 3 next animals you could choose from, and they're all apes. So here are the names. I'm not going to even bother pronouncing them until we get there. Make sure you comment down below which one you want to see in the next exhibit, and the one with the most comments will be chosen, or the most likes. And then you have 2 ways you can enter. The hippopotamus exhibit can only be entered through these 2 doors, and we'll go through the main door, the first door that I made, so I'm calling this the main hallway. There's not really too much detail here coming down, but you can see where this is going. And over here we have a bunch of educational signs, which we'll be talking about in a minute. But you could see while waiting here, the beautiful hippopotamus is sitting here underwater. I actually built this exhibit in mind of hippopotamuses because they love to sit underwater. And some of the fun facts from Planet Zoo are that hippopotamuses will be underwater throughout the entire day, and they will only come out at nighttime. They come out at nighttime, and they will actually poopsies to find their way back to the river or the lake because they can smell it quite well. Put some little bit of rock details down here. Put some leaf details. Hard to see with the foggy water. No one has came in here in a while and cleaned this, I guess. But you can see some of this greenery over here. There's not much under here, but while recording this on the December 1st, there actually is going to be a brand new aquatic update coming in the next week, December 8th. And it's gonna be quite an expensive DLC, so maybe we could try to get that or not. I'm not sure, but maybe that's on our to-do list. But there will be a much changes here for all of the exhibits that incorporate water with that new aquatic update. But let's talk about a little bit about these signs. These signs are educational signs that go around your park. You can place them at every exhibit, but this is the first exhibit we have placed them at. Guests will come down here, and in theory, this will be spinning or moving like a slideshow. So guests can come over here and read some facts. Here are some of the fun facts from the board. They're in this panel down here. I'm not going to pull that up because last time I did, it was too small. But that's in theory what would be going on here. They don't have it animated. Over here, there's a couple benches. There's a bunch of benches down here so people can come down here and sit, the little kids. Oh, look at she's down here too. No, that's girl, that's boy. No, that's boy, that's girl. Yeah, that's boy. That's okay. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, but they come down here, and there is another educational sign here. It has a frog thing. Talking about something about the frogs. I don't know. This is the only aquatic, what's this sign called? Conservation Information Board. And by the way, if you want to read all of this information about the frogs, feel free to pause and read that. I am not going to do that. Well, this is the only one with water, so I was like, you know, that's water. Let's just throw that in there. People will stop down. You can also hear people talking in the background, probably very faintly, but I put in speakers here in the ground. Realistically, they would probably be up here, but the range of these speakers is very small when in the air. If we go to heat maps, right? Is it in heat maps when we look at this? No, we don't go to heat maps. We go into the build option, but you see this blue area. This blue area is where it can be heard. It's very spherical. So as you see here, this is all the stuff that people can interact with. And blue, they have to be around, like standing in this area to hear it. For some reason, they stand here, they can't. So that's as good as I could do. I think hiding them in the floor is all I can do. I can butt up the range of this, but we're not going to do that. I don't want it to freak out too much. As well as I came... Oh, by the way, this was supposed to be the original only area to view, and then you were going to go outside and watch. But I was like, you know what? I actually really like what we're doing here. Let's just continue going up. And there's the second entrance, or the main entrance, whatever way you want to call it. You can come up here, and you can actually see another sign with the hippopotamuses. I thought that was kind of cute, right on its back of the silhouette. I also have a statue of a hippopotamus here, where you could take some pictures with as a family. I know some zoos have these bronze statues, but I don't want to put a bronze statue inside. I want to put a nice stone statue because it can't erode. Because there's no rain in here. So let's speed this up a little bit and see if these hippopotamuses will come over here and eat. I haven't seen a keeper over here. But this is still a good view of seeing the hippopotamuses from, you can see them in the water and you can see them sleeping. They went to the bathroom quite a bit over there, but oh, he came over here and filled it up. All right, let's slow this down. They love to run when they eat. People forget that hippopotamuses can actually run quite fast. And they are, I think, the world's leading killer that is aquatic to humans. I read that. I didn't read any stat. I think I learned that stat from the Animal Channel. Is that still a thing? But hippopotamuses can actually swim/run really quickly underwater. And they're quite deadly. So even though they look really big and cute, they can probably kill you quite quickly. So don't put your hand near a hippopotamus. Even in this game, they replicated it quite quickly. Look at how fast that thing's running. I mean, I'm not that fast, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be doing that, especially in the water. Because if you look up some videos, you can see hippopotamuses like swim really fast. Very dangerous animal, but also very beautiful, gracious one as always. As well as there's another speaker down here. But this is two-way glass, so the hippopotamuses can be viewed from both angles. They could see us, we could see them. That might stress them out later on, so we might turn that off. But before we go into the glamour shots, which were recorded for this, there is no visitors in the park, but we're going to officially open up the park to some visitors. So let's see what they like. Welcome to Fredtopia Zoo. I hope everyone will enjoy their time here. Look at everyone. There's a bunch of people coming to our Fredtopia Zoo. This is awesome. I'm really curious to see what kind of animals they are going to be visiting. Which ones they're going to be taking some pictures by. I can't wait. It's going to be so awesome. Dang, look at how many people are here. There is a ton. You got some people rotating down to the water buffalo. Why do I keep saying water buffalo? African buffalo. Oh, look, the elephants are going into the water. Let's see if there's anybody that's coming down here to take a view from this angle. Oh, they're even playing with water. Oh my god. I wish I got that in the elephant video, but we're looking at the hippopotamuses today. The hippopotamuses. Come down here. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. This is awesome. There's actually people coming down here too. And enjoying them. Oh. This is a great feeling to start seeing, you know, guests come in here and enjoy the beautiful animals. This guy, I don't know what he's doing. Stop mimicking them. And you can see them getting quite quickly distracted by seaweeds. It's just the angle. It's just the angle how the game is. But a lot of people are enjoying the exhibit. Let's see what the exhibit looks like as the hippopotamuses themselves. Yeah, that could be quite stressful. That could be quite stressful. But, hey, it is what it is. Fredlings, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Planet Zoo from Fredtopia. Don't forget to comment which animal you want to see next and the next Planet Zoo video. They are listed on screen right now in the description, as well as hopefully in the comments if I have time to comment before you do. We'll see you next time.